We are the dream team. Thank you for recording this. This is an opportunity for you to connect with some of our Feast community as part of this panel discussion hosted by myself, Suzi van Mensenkamp, based here in County Cork in Ireland. I'm very excited to be part of the Feast team this year. It's been an amazing feast so far with our co-directors, Sue Cooper and Sarah McLean, and the incredible team that are behind us, which include Anne and Laurie and Erica and Rana and Karen as well at times. So we have, you know, it takes a village, as they say. So this is about you guys. This is about you directly, so that we can find out a little bit more. How has the feast really benefited you? How have you been experiencing it? Have you noticed any, you know, changes or differences in your own life? And it'll be about if there are any highlights or things that happened that you didn't expect. So that's what we're hoping to determine. I'm going to ask these questions to our 7 panelists, and ideally short answers. If you don't mind, we'll keep them brief so that we can keep moving. The last round of questions will be like quick fire. And there's also a sequence of questions in the middle where I'm applying them to everybody in the Zoom. And so to participate, you'll be able to just participate by raising your hands. So just to identify where that reaction button is, it's at the bottom of your Zoom screen there. And if you can see, I'm just doing mine. You can raise your hand like that, or you could do a heart or something else. But when I go through that other list, you're all invited to participate in that, by the way. Okay. So just to introduce the panel, we have Kelly, who's in Newfoundland. Kelly, would you like to say hello? Unmute. And ideally, if the panelists can stay unmuted, it would really work. They don't have the permission, do they? All right.
I'll just keep an eye on it and give them permission as we go.
There you go. You should have it now. Go for it, Kelly.
Hi, from Newfoundland.
Very good.
That's me. Quick.
I like quick, Kelly. Michelle, can you hear us and see us? Would you like to say hello where you're from? I haven't seen you. I'll come back to you, Michelle, because I don't see you so far. Ron, would you? I see you're unmuted. Would you like to say hello?
I am. Hi, everybody. I'm from Nottingham in the UK. About 4 miles from Sue. Do you think, Sue? Something like that.
Excellent. Elizabeth, I saw your hand up earlier. Would you like to? There you are. Where are you based, Elizabeth?
Hi, I'm in Morro Bay, California.
Superb. So you're in California. Then Edie, I saw you there.
I live on the coast of Maine. It's about 5 hours north of Boston.
And Tom, I see you're ready to go, unmuted.
Yeah, I'm from the Wirral, Merseyside.
Super. And Deborah.
From Hudson Valley, New York, which is about an hour and 15 minutes north of New York City.
Excellent. So I feel like we have 6, and you know, if Michelle does get back on, we'll revert back over to her as well. So thank you guys. Thanks for your willingness to participate. So just a quick round. First off, is this your first feast? We put this out in the feedback form, and over 50% of the responses said that they've been joining the feast for over a few years. Mm-hmm. So in any particular order, is this your first feast, Deborah?
No, it's my third.
Elizabeth?
No, I've never completed it before, but this is my, I think, 5th year.
Excellent. Ron?
Hello, this is my first year.
Excellent. Good. Tom?
My 2nd year.
Your 2nd year.
Yeah.
Edie?
For many years, but with more dedication, these last few years with Zoom.
Brilliant. And Kelly?
My third year, but it's my first year to this level of participation.
Okay, very good. So I think I got everybody there. If will somebody keep an eye if I miss somebody just to remind me, because I'm trying to manage six
Do you
people.
want us to leave our hands up?
That would really help me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then you can see.
That's great. So yeah, so whether it's your first feast or you've been doing it for years, the feast has evolved as an event. It started off with these amazing newsletters coming in and all of these recordings being available in this library of meditation. So if you've been coming over the last 16 years, you'll have seen how it's evolved. And I guess after COVID and the lockdown, when we all started to go online and figure out Zoom, the natural evolution of the feast was to go online. And I think what it's really given us the opportunity for is to develop what is a global community, because while it's 5 p.m. over here in Ireland, it's 9 a.m. Pacific and it's noon Eastern. So, we're all at a different stage of our day, but we're all part of the same community. And that was one of the real clear kind of outcomes of our feedback so far. It's just the people recognizing that they're part of this global community and being able to join live every day. So roughly how many days did you attend? Let's go, Kelly. Like 0 to 10, 10 to
I
20.
maybe miss probably 4 or 5 days a week. That's the best I got.
Okay, you missed 4 or 5 a week.
No, I went to probably 4 or 5 a week.
Oh yeah, so you went 4 or 5 times a week. Excellent. Elizabeth, what about you?
I attend every day except sometimes I miss one and then I catch the recording so I can still be up on it every day.
Brilliant. Tom?
I think I've missed about 7 this time, but in the past I've done them all.
Superb. Deborah?
I missed about 6 or 7 of them and then listened to the report.
Great. Edie?
I think I've missed 2.
And Ron?
I think, and I don't know, I think I've missed about 6.
Okay, great. And like the beauty there is that we have them all recorded and, you're not really missing out. The feast doesn't insist on your live participation because of the recordings. You're still part of it when you go back and listen in your own time. So the feast should never be kind of, jarring your nervous system in a sweat or a panic to get on here. It's that would be the adverse effect. So it's really reassuring to know, hey, I can go and attend to whatever is going on in my life and I still have this to come back to. So thanks for answering that. We asked the question, did you enjoy attending live, and what did you enjoy about it? So of the times that you did join us live, what did you think you enjoyed most from the live participation? Let's begin with Deborah.
Being live with the community like this, I think made such a big difference. When I listened to the recordings, they were fabulous, but you could just feel the vibes of the people on the call.
Super, yeah. Elizabeth, what about you?
I feel held in a sacred space live. I still feel the energy and the inspiration, but I just feel, the community that we're all extending heartfelt energy to each other. And I love that.
It really feels like you're part of something, even though it's on Zoom, don't you? Yeah.
Yes.
Ron, what about you?
I feel the same as everybody else. I've done the meditation separately on my own, but there definitely seems to be a bit more, I'm going to say when you're doing it together as well. Yeah,
I agree with you there. Kelly?
So the ones I missed, I didn't look up on YouTube. The online thing has been so amazing for me personally. I love to see everybody and I like that you can just show up as you are. And it's a very welcoming community. And I love the sort of breakout chat rooms that it's always so unexpected, those connections that you make. Yeah, that's been the big piece for me, is that like personal connection with everybody.
Excellent. And you know, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, does it? Because like you're not exactly next door there in Newfoundland. Well, you kind of are really, but yeah. Tom, what about you?
Yeah, it's meeting up with the community, seeing faces that I saw over the last couple of years, hearing the meditation leaders again, and just being part of the community really. I just enjoyed the live bit better, you know, and I have been able to meet up with people physically, so it's good to see those people that I've met up with physically as well here on Zoom.
Excellent. Great. Yeah, I suppose when you get to know people in your area as well, there's the opportunity then to meet in person for some people, which is another bonus from this. And Edie, what about you?
Well, it feels like a sanctuary, and I love the global aspect. You know, I think that's so important for world peace, and it just it reinforces, you know, the importance of meditation. So I love that.
Absolutely. And, you know, from the surveys so far, what we've heard back is, you know, the uniqueness, the different practices that each of the different teachers bring, you know, you just do not know what you're going to get on any given day, whether you're doing syntropy with Gavin or, you know, connecting with your soul through the writing with Laurel. You know, every day is a little bit different. And I think people really appreciate that uniqueness from seeing their feedback here. I think one of the clear kind of, I suppose, pointers that people have brought to my attention were the benefit of meditating as a group. You know, that feeling, I think you referred to it as that oomph, you know, that feeling of being part of something live. And so a few other people mentioned the silence, you know, the opportunity that even though we're all live, we do go in and participate in silence, you know, as a community, and how we recognize the real benefit of being in silence for part of our day. So my next question to all of you is, have you discovered any new practices through the feast, your participation in the feast? Who'd like to start answering that one?
Yeah.
Go for it, Ron.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I've meditated for such a long time. There's nothing new under the sun in one respect. But in another respect, you often hear things that you vaguely know put over in language and techniques that you then apply, like I've added things to mind from it. And, you know, I was thinking about things with the heart map thing. I'd never thought of anything like that, you know. And today, the soul journaling, just to mention a couple, you know, yes, listening to the inner guidance and all that was a nice theory, but they're put into, let me say, practical guidance. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
I would say nothing new as such, but a lot new on the other hand. So it's a bizarre thing I'm saying, I know, but it's like, it's there and you think, they've said it in that way. And a little eureka moment goes on.
Yeah, I think you sometimes will be familiar with a lot of the practices and the information, but sometimes when you hear them through another teacher or after meditation, when you're in a very receptive state, you might feel or experience it and it might have different meaning for you, or it might go in a little deeper or resonate slightly differently. Like, so thanks, Ron. Tom, what about you? Any new practices that you've discovered so far?
Yeah, I've been doing a mantra every morning, which is new for me. I know you in particular like mantras, and so I was looking for one, but what I've been doing is Hare Krishna every day, and I decided that I would do that every day for the 40 days, and I've been able to do that for the 40 days, for 33 days, even if I haven't been able to attend the meditation. So that's been new. And over the years, I've picked up bits and pieces that I've added to my own practice. And the one that comes to mind is the soul awakening prayer, but I use that as a meditation a
Lovely.
lot of the time during the day. So yeah. Oh,
Brilliant.
but yesterday Pat had to go to hospital for an endoscopy, and I had 45 minutes to wait, and I went and sat in the chapel and did a bit of meditating. So that's changed my practices.
Brilliant. And that's really it. That's how you take it from being part of a live practice or daily practice into your day to day, when you're in that challenging, stressful situation, to use it as your sort of, as a great tool to keep calm, I guess, isn't it? Even under that kind of pressure. Elizabeth, would you like to share any new practices that you've discovered?
Yeah, I put my hand over my heart more when I wake up and when I go to sleep. So that's that reminder. And also I check in, I breathe in, I see what my mind's up to, feel my heart. And then to stay grounded, I take a breath and feel into my feet. So that's been really helpful. And saying nicer things to myself, that affirmations.
Nice. So really kind of coming back into your physical body as well. Beautiful.
Yes.
Kelly, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I was literally just trying to scroll through who we had because I couldn't seem to remember, because I think after the meditation, I'm in such a state of, like bliss that I can't, it's hard to articulate sometimes. The ones that come up most obviously are the ones this week, which was the centropy. Is that how you say that? Yeah. Yeah, like that was different for me. And the other one where you breathe the light into the different organs. I'd seen different things like that, but not quite that. And I actually used that last night when I woke up and I was feeling some issues. But just to like touch on things that I notice are different are my breathing is very different in the depth of my breath and how I've been breathing, and the way that it flows is very different. Because normally when someone says, and we're going to do breath work, I'm like, what did I log on today? Like, I don't know. I have this sort of, affinity that I want to be doing breath work, but apparently I need it. And that's the one thing I'm noticing is a bit of difference in how I've been breathing.
Brilliant. Deborah, what about you? Any new practices that you've been discovering? I know you do lots of weekly meditations, so you probably have seen and heard them all at this stage.
Really. And what I'm going to do is after this is over, I'm going to listen to all the recordings right from the beginning, because during, the whole season, I've picked up so many different things, but then I forgot. So, so that I'll do. And I just like said, there's so many. And because I guess when you meditate for a long time, you have your go-to meditations. This will help me branch out. And then the only other thing I wanted to mention is, like, I've been talking about incorporating chakras and yoga nidra into my life for years. And I think it's because I didn't truly understand it or how to break it down. And now, because I think when you're consistent, and I mean, not everybody can go on every day, myself included, but when you're consistent and then there's just a rhythm to it, all of a sudden you get it. No matter what you've been struggling with, you get it.
Yeah, it's about the consistency. I totally agree with you there. Edie, what about you? What would you like to add?
Well, I just loved the overview and the chance to explore in a kind of a safe, setting where we're trusting the people who've been invited to present. And I've loved having some favorites that then I was like a library that I could share with particular friends or even patients, so beneficial. So,
yeah, it's a great resource. That's a good point. I think it's a really good resource to direct people that are your friends or your family, if they say, hey, you seem to be doing a lot of that meditation stuff, let me have some, and you can guide them at least then to the YouTube or to the live. And it's a great thing to share, because we try to make sure that everybody who joins us live, that we meet them with this beginner's mind as teachers, so that they don't feel like it's out of depth. We always try to imagine that everybody in the group is doing it for the first time, so that it's all inclusive. So Yeah, and you know, the feedback from the forums mentioned practically everything that you've all said. There was a few mentions actually from the practice that they did yesterday with David Less about releasing self-criticism. I think they found that really beneficial. The mantras, the new sutras that we've done, the syntropy was very popular. Lots of people mentioned meeting in the breakouts and feeling connected to the sense of community. And then a lot of people referred also to the fact that they're now live and connected to people all over the world. So you can come off the call and say, hey, I was chatting with somebody in New York and somebody in Cork and God knows where. Like, so I think the live connection is something that keeps being, you know, coming back to us. That's really key. And breathing techniques, I think people have really got a lot more out of all these amazing breathing techniques, which a lot of our teachers and the faculty will always kind of set up the practice with a breathing technique. So yeah, that was all pretty good. Okay, my next question, I'm going into the, where am I? 4, 5, sorry, I have so many pieces of paper here. Okay, so the next question I have is, did attending the feast help you establish a daily practice? So over 50% of the survey said yes, and nearly 40% said that they already had a daily practice. So I think that nearly answers itself. But would anybody like to speak to that about how the feast may have supported or encouraged you to do a daily practice? Who'd like to start on that one? Ron, will we go back to you?
Okay. Yeah, now I do a daily practice twice a day. So this is additional. And I must admit, when Sue first told me about this, I thought, well, I'm already doing this, you know. But for all the things everybody's discussed, I'm on my own upstairs. I have a room, luckily enough, set aside. But this is something a bit more special, let me say. So, yes, it is a bit like whether you go to church or a temple or wherever you go, it's a bit like having that in your own lounge. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So it's definitely added a lot of benefit to the practice, beside all the things we've said about all the subtleties of the techniques that we maybe knew vaguely about, but they're now ingrained in because we've heard them spoke of in different languages. So in different, sorry, not languages, you know, frames of reference.
Context. Yeah.
Context, that's the word. Yeah, so and also the breakout thing, you know, because most people I know, unless I go to the local Manda, aren't talking about spiritual stuff. But we've had our breakout rooms and we chat about the weather, don't we, Kelly? Because Kelly and I have been in on a lot together. We get the weather and we always laugh because she's got the snow outside. But you know, it's those things where you share those little things, and this is normal chit chat, but with added oomph again. I'm going to say oomph. I'm going to keep using that word. You know, so yeah, it's added a bit. And there are days where I've been rushing around thinking, oh, have I got time for this? Have I got time for that? And then you settle down, you do it, and they're often the best days. You know, when you least think, oh, I can maybe give it a miss today. They're usually the best days.
Yeah.
It's like parties, you know, you get invited to a Christmas party and you think, oh, do I really want to go? Do I want to be bothered? And then you go and it's the best party you've been to.
Yeah. It's usually the one that you think you don't want to go to. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that you didn't want to go, it's just that, oh, hang on, I've got so much on, it's a bit inconvenient. Only slightly.
Yeah. No, but it is, there's a choice point occurs every single day for every single person here where they have to make the choice, cup of tea, you know, look at my phone, meditate, you know, there's loads of opportunities to do so many different things in a given day. So when you make this conscious choice, it's like you're not always coming from that place, but you come out definitely feeling a bit better, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tom, what about you? You know, I think you have a daily practice from what you said, but has the feast helped that in any way?
I have a daily practice, and I keep intending to do it twice a day, but I only do it really with the feast consciously. But I know that I do, as I said before, do meditating during the day, just walking around. I'll start, as I say, that soul awakening prayer. I'll use that. somebody said, there's a group I go to, we all do what we call a check-in. There's one person that really talks for a long time. And the other day he was saying that he knows when he's gone on too far because I start meditating. so he recognizes that I just go into meditation, but and that's what they do a lot. But it's only when other people mention it that I realise that if I'm stood in a queue or anything, I'll just go into a bit of a meditative state and relax, go to that place in the heart. So, but the new practice, as I said, is the Hare Krishna thing, and I'm not sure if I will continue that, but I've managed to keep it going for the piece.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Great. Thanks, Tom. What about Elizabeth?
I had a meditation practice. I would mostly use an app or go on YouTube, but it was one of those, oh, okay, this is good for me and I need to start my day and kind of get this done. That's my checklist.
Mhm.
And now I walk my dog and I can't wait to get home and see what today brings. And the longer ones, I was doing 10-minute ones, and it really didn't have the depth and the variety, especially breathing into the meditation yesterday. Want to incorporate more of that, really listening into my body and sending light. So I really was not getting near the benefit. So
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank
I
you.
will continue with this.
Yeah, even, just that point of going a little bit longer, because of the live practice, sometimes we're in 20 minutes, sometimes it's a bit longer. So yeah, and seeing the difference. Brilliant. Deborah, what about you?
I've had a practice for years, but even in the beginning, I didn't do like the afternoon ones sometimes, like when I was in my 30s, and then all of a sudden I incorporated that. But now what I'm doing is really throughout the day, even if it takes, just like a minute or two, I'm going into silence more. Like that's become such a huge part of my practice now. And it just seems like it keeps me steady. It's opened my mind to different things. So, that's been a change since this year. I started right from the beginning at the feast doing that in January.
Great. Kelly, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, so I did have a meditation practice previously to this, but when I started doing the feast, I would usually increase from 30 minutes to 40 minutes every morning and read the email. So this gives me an opportunity to get that second meditation in. And like you said, it's a variety of different things. You never know what you're going to get. So it kind of mixes it up a little from your regular sort of routine. I do a mantra meditation. So I had other things to say, but they all just slipped out or somebody else said them. So
Great.
I'm
And
still kind of up here somewhere. So
And Edie?
Well, I do have a practice, but this just helps me so much with fending off all the thoughts in my head of things I should be getting done. And that seems an endless list. So establishing that, yes, I'm going to meditate. It's wonderful. I love it.
Super. Thank you. So this is this is for everybody who's still here. I'm going to list some of the benefits from participating in daily meditation practices. And if any of these apply to you, put your hand up accordingly, or wave or make some sort of gesture that we can see. So some of the benefits that we were asking our participants that you might experience as a result of meditating with the feast is that your overall outlook improved. Anybody? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Less reactive.
Yeah.
Okay. Feeling a bit more self-compassionate. Yeah.
Yeah.
More creative.
Yeah.
Okay. Feeling calmer. Yeah, I'm seeing a few thumbs up for the calm. Improved sleep.
Mm.
Good. the benefits are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Feeling healthier, more balanced.
Mhm. All of them.
Okay. Where am I? Greater sense of harmony,
Mhm.
feeling more joy or happier in yourself.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, great. Feeling more spiritually connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like that's only some of the benefits, we're trying to, if there's any benefits that you've been experiencing and that we haven't mentioned, please put them in the chat and we'll share them later. But across the board, the benefits of these practices are physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, in terms of our intuition, our creativity. There's just becoming more of a conscious, compassionate human being, I guess, is what really starts to happen. The next question on our questionnaire was, do you feel part of a community? And over 70% said yes. So would anybody like to speak to the feeling of being part of a community? Will we start with you, Elizabeth?
Yes, I feel that even though I can't physically be with you guys, I just feel like we're there for everyone. We're cheering each other on. And I feel a camaraderie. I feel a community, a friendship. And yeah, I have all these kind souls that are going to be gathering with me. It's really very grateful.
Oh, great. Deborah.
Many people have mentioned, we're speaking to people all over the world, and it makes us feel so connected. And that's where I think being more compassionate comes in too, is just connecting, like what Sue has started with this. It's just been amazing. So, just being more aware of that, but also the chat rooms, the synchronicity. I mean, there was one chat room that all of us were interested in art. Someone brought up yoga art. And, I used to do hand painted children's clothing, and other people did things and gorgeous work that people show. We were like in shock, like all of us, so yeah, I think it's all special, it really is.
Great. Tom, what about you? Do you feel like you're part of a community?
Yeah, definitely. That I've been part of this community on and off since start of COVID, really, and I really enjoyed that. As I say, seeing all the different people, and also knowing that as a collective, we're increasing, the amount of energy that's going out into the universe. I do on my own. I'm okay, but I'm putting stuff into the love of peace and harmony out there. But as a group, we increase that amount, and that's what I'm really interested in.
Great. Edie, what about you?
Oh yeah, I love it. There's so many people I feel so fond of and really enjoy being in touch with, and the global aspect, I love that. So that's been a wonderful part of this. Meditation can be sort of a solitary endeavor, and to combine it with these kinds of being in touch, it's wonderful.
Excellent. And I see that Steve in the chat put that he was feeling more centered at the start of his day. Kelly, what about you? What's your...
I definitely feel a part of a community. Absolutely. Enough
said.
No, I'm just trying to find the right words.
Oh, sorry.
It's meant more to me than anyone could maybe imagine, to have a connection daily with so many compassionate and like-minded people, especially during this very, very difficult season. It's been very, very isolating. And to come on here every day and see teachers and people that I've met once or twice in person and get to see and connect with them, and to meet new people and make connections and people that want to be here. It makes me look forward to January in Newfoundland, which is not anything I've ever looked forward to in my life. And in the just to say a quick piece about the you were talking about the benefits of the practices. For me, it feels, and I think someone said this earlier, it's like being on a retreat. And for me, it has felt like a retreat every day or every few days. And for me, a lot of stuff keeps coming up, but keeps moving through. So there's a lot of, I've been moving a lot of trauma and pain and self-doubt, and definitely an increase in compassion there. Um, so yeah, I haven't probably felt all those warm, yummy benefits because some days it feels like, oh my God, what's going on now today? But this community definitely supports you wherever you are. And that's the thing I like about it, is you just show up, and I just show up every day, no matter what
Great,
sort of
great.
state I'm in.
And you know, I always say that too. It's not always unicorns and rainbows. You know, there's things that happen in meditation that are like purification practices, and you know, it's being present with what is as it is. You know, and leaving the space and just opening for that. I think, you know. So, Ron, what about you? Do you feel? I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember.
We've said, oh, I want to say something to Kelly before. Kelly, you've cheered us up so much. So you have. You've shared some of the sadness, but you've also contributed entirely the opposite. I mean, look at yesterday. You know, okay, we were laughing at you in the snow, but that's fine. But no, what I think the beauty of it is, it's the fact it is international. And also, you know, at a time over the last few years, it's been, you know, whatever we think politically or whatever's been going on, you do feel sometimes, or I've felt sometimes, if I'm honest, my God, this is all going to hell. And then something like this just reminds you, hang on a minute, people all over the world, because remember as well, it's not just us. I think we probably represent far more people than we realize. Are you with me? That there are people that want to be compassionate, want to have love. You see it daily. You know, I was in the cafe the other day. You see somebody helping with the door, just very simple things. We aren't harming each other. And yet, if we look at the media, they probably would tell us we are harming each other regularly and all the time. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with the negative, Kelly. For God's sake, we all get it. We all get it. But you have cheered us up no end. We've had a lot of laughs in our chat rooms, haven't we? Yeah.
It's been lovely chatting.
So,
I think Sarah left us on for 2 hours one day.
yeah, we were all leaving because we had to go to the loo. People were turning up at the doors.
Good.
I'd like to sing Kelly's praises too, because she has been just so delightful. I just adore her.
Me too.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. And thank you for your genuine compassion and honesty and support for each other. I love that. We're on the quick fire round. We're on the home straight here. So this is quick fire, one word answers. So we'll just do the order. I'll start with you, Tom. Your one word to live by. Hope.
Love.
Oh, love. I'm sorry, I'm deaf. Love, super. Edie.
Love.
Okay. Elizabeth.
Peace.
Peace. Deborah. I keep calling you Debbie, sorry. Deborah.
Oh, I always go by Debbie, so don't worry. Love.
Love. Ron.
Love.
Kelly.
Joy.
Joy. Beautiful. Okay, Tom, your go-to practice. I think you've already shared it, but one word, your go-to practice. If there's nothing else on the, on the menu, what do you go to?
Breathing.
Breathing. Love it. Ron, what about you?
Meditation. but as I'm going around my daily business, don't worry, I'm driving safely.
Okay. Elizabeth,
Breath work.
breath work. Deborah,
I would say the same, definitely breath work.
Edie,
I have a meditation that I've been doing for years, so that's my go-to.
Kelly.
Mantra meditation.
Excellent. Okay, Tom, if you were to share your favorite book, poem, or author, who do you
Oh.
generally lean to?
Right, I think it would be Wayne Dyer.
Very good. Wayne Dyer. Ron?
I can't answer that one. I'll say every book that's been written with goodwill. I'm sitting on the fence. That's a politician's answer. But no, I can't think of one book, really. It's all of them.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. Edie?
Oh, Natural Born Heroes.
Okay, that's a new one for me. We'll have to make a note of that one, guys. Deborah.
Rumi, all of his.
Rumi.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Elizabeth.
Thich Nhat Hanh. Pardon me, Thich Nhat Hanh.
Oh, yeah. Kelly.
Michael, what's his name? The Untethered Soul guy.
Oh, Michael Singer. Yeah.
Michael, yeah.
Singer. Yeah.
Quick fire round. Tom, how long do you like to practice?
I try 24 minutes at least each day.
24 minutes. Very precise.
1 minute for
Deborah.
each hour.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. I get it. Deborah.
An hour in the morning and 20 minutes at about 4 o'clock.
Super. Ron?
20 minutes mantra in the morning, followed by 20 minutes meditation, and then feast stuff if we're there, and then 20 minutes roughly in the evening. Meditation.
Elizabeth?
20 to 30 minutes.
And Edie?
20 minutes is good.
Kelly?
30 to 40 minutes when I wake up, and then a yoga kind of bed stretch before I get going.
All righty. And then my last one is, I think I already know the answer to this, but anyway, I'll throw it out there. Will you continue after the feast? Or how will you continue after the feast? Any inspiration that you'd like to share? Tom?
Yeah, I will continue. One of the things I'm going to try to do is either set up or contact a group in my local community. Sean set up a group in Nottingham, and I think I'll be trying to contact him for some pointers.
Excellent. So really inspired there for you, Tom.
Mhm.
Deborah, what about you? Would
I
you
will
continue
100%.
or anything that you're inspired to do? Go ahead.
I will change. I already have not made any doctor's appointments in January and February because that's why I was pulled away most of the time. So I just want to be, on the live calls more often. That's, and complete them. So no, I love this. These were fabulous.
Great. Elizabeth.
I'm going to continue with the recordings. And I just wanted to say, when I listen to them, I think of your kindness, and I have so much gratitude for all of you hosting. It's been life-changing. I would put my art first. I put this first, and my art's improved. My life is improved in every way. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Thank you. Ron?
Incorporate all the bits I mentioned previously, but also get more people to meditate, because I think from your recording list, like, for example, my son's father is 20-odd, they're not really into meditation, but the heart map things resonated with them. So I bolt them off on emails and links and things. So spread the word, but not like probably if I said, oh, we'll sit down and use a mantra, my form of meditation. There are things now you've given us a little menu so we can share with people that maybe, oh, this will fit them fantastic. They'll love this. So I've been doing that all the time, actually.
Brilliant. Great stuff. Yeah. And Edie, what about you?
Yes, I will. Yeah.
you continue. And what about any inspired things that are coming out of it as a result of this feast? I know you've been on many of them, but are you taking anything to the next level, or is there something shifting in your own day to day?
Yes, I mean, I've had some experiences during these feast meditations that I've never had before. Sort of like remote viewing, where I'm seeing something, even to the point where, I knew my eyes were closed and I opened my eyes and I could still see something that I was not seeing with my physical eyes. And I just loved that. It wasn't a hallucination,
Mhm.
but, so that's very reinforcing for me of, what more is there that, I'm sure there's a great deal that I've never experienced and I long to.
Great. Some of the benefits definitely coming through there for you. And Kelly, finally, what's your inspiration or what you're going to continue after the feast?
I am gonna keep 40 minutes in the morning instead of going back to 30 for now. And I'm thinking of doing an online course, which is a bit different than this stuff, but it's in epigenetics and it does have meditation properties to it. And I'm going on a feast with you in April and keep going to my local yoga studio, doing some stuff there. And I'm going on a retreat with Corinne in Newfoundland in the fall. So that's just a few things.
Wow, you've got quite a lot packed in there for the year ahead to support you. So,
I got quite a lot to unpack. So
that's a good way to put it. While you're unpacking, there's a lot of stuff that can help us go through those things. So I'm really grateful to the 6 panelists who joined us today for your genuine sharing and the inspiration as well, that you felt compelled to share as well. That we're really, really grateful for that. I'd like to give Sue the final question there. We had it talked about it about a week and a half ago, but I think she will know what she's going to say. We would love to kind of close it up on just leaving people feeling inspired. So Sue.
Oh, wow. I haven't really prepared anything. So from my heart, I'm expanding as well. We're all a work in progress, aren't we? And you come forward with ideas that are given to you. And this co-creating compassionate communities was given to me in 2016. And to see this as a theme for the feast this year, and then the self-care that goes with it, and like Tom talking about Sean, that inspiration of people who are doing it and then being able to share with others from their heart. This is how you can do it in your community, but your community will be different to mine, but these are the key points. To me, if one person does that, it's impacting so many. If we all did it, oh wow. So today we had our what we call our NG meeting, because we live in Nottingham, and Ron was there and others, to be able to meet with people in the physical. This is fabulous. It's just wonderful, and it's such a privilege. But that moving from the feast into your own community and finding one or two other people, or maybe a few, is really, Ron, would you agree, something really very very special?
I think it's very special. Yeah, I think special's the word, Sue, isn't it?
Yeah. When we hold each other, space for each other to just chat and to meditate and to do qigong and the self-care practices. So for me, I just a huge thank you from me to everybody. I always say, without you all here, it would be lonely. so everybody counts, and everybody's coming with a different point of view and a viewpoint, and we share. And Suzi, thank you for doing this tonight, and Erica for supporting, because it's really important we hear everybody's voice.
Yes, indeed. And we'll stop the recording now if we can. But thank you all so much.